So, 1, 2, 3, let's go. Hi, ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary pals. Welcome to our show. This is the second episode. How do you feel, Mimi?
I feel amazing. We had some technical difficulties, but I think we're getting there. Yeah.
Yeah, we're slowly getting there, and it's so
Mhm.
funny that we recorded so many episodes, but because of these technical issues and everything, and then we're like, no, we don't want to post this. We have the
Yeah.
episode 3 ready, but we don't have anything for episode 2, so we're trying to
Yeah.
record something for episode 2. And also because it is June, guys. Happy Pride to everybody who
Happy
celebrates it,
Pride.
and to everybody who doesn't celebrate it, how dare you?
True. History. We should respect what people have done for humanity
Yeah,
and the
but to
rights
be
of people.
honest, it is quite recent history. It's considered modern history.
Yeah, it's modern. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
so this topic for today's episode is about the LGBTQ plus community in Cyprus.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about the fun stuff and the serious stuff and the fun stuff.
Yes, yes,
So, shall we
so,
begin?
yes. So I've got a few notes. We'll go based off them.
Hmm.
So the first thing that I
Go
have
ahead.
there is we were talking about this previously, but for me the context of to come out to someone is weird. It's I don't understand it. Like I don't see the need for it because I'm like you're a person, I'm a person, you have your own preferences. I don't think you should like I don't understand why some people cannot think that some people like people of the same gender or they're like trans people or non-binary people. Like I don't understand this concept. Like everybody has their own preferences, everybody likes whoever and whatever they like. The only thing that doesn't apply in this context is pedophilia and necrophilia. Like
Yes.
this is a
Zoophilia.
this is a no-so for me.
Yes. I mean,
But
I
it is
have the opposing opinion. Like, have you finished? Sorry.
sure. No, no, no. I was just gonna say that it's just weird for
Yeah.
me when people come out. Like I support them wholeheartedly. I don't mind when people come out to me. I had a few people come out to me, but it's just like every time it's just like okay, cool. Like it's just you. Like okay, like I know that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I love that. And I wish this could be the case for everybody.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, because of safety and because danger exists, whether we like it or not, we know deep down, like, you cannot go up to someone. You cannot, if you're a girl and you have a girlfriend, you cannot kiss her in public without consequences. So, in a
Yeah.
way, coming out is a way of testing, like, hey, will this person hate me? Will this person support me?
That's kind of
Like,
sad
will they
from
be
another
my
perspective.
family? Yeah, yeah, it's sad, but it's kind of survival.
No,
And
I
again, the
understand.
beep.
It's fine. We're gonna leave it there. Um, it's something we have no control over, Mimi. That is perfectly
Yeah, yeah.
fine. But no, I understand. I understand what you're talking about, but it's still like very weird for me. Like if I have a really close connection to a person, like and okay, sure, sometimes I'm very neglectful of the other person feeling, so I'm just gonna be like, oh, like maybe you're like gay. Like I may ask that, like, hey, like are you gay by any chance? But I wouldn't ask that out of bad intent or something like that. I would
Yeah.
just be like, well, because we grew up in Cyprus, I'll be more concerned for you and maybe advise you, yes, not to come out in Cyprus because it is a very bad. I heard many bad things about like people who I have friends who are part of the LGBTQ plus community, and they told me some very bad stuff. Like if you come out publicly, uh, not to just friends or family, but publicly in general, there are a few group of people that actually target you, and the worst case scenario is like you die, like they hit you, or like they break your bones, or like you end up in a hospital, or the worst case scenario you die.
Yeah.
And it's
Violence.
just
Yeah.
like, yeah, it is just like so bad in Cyprus in general, because like I consider Cyprus like a small developed country, like not entirely developed, but like it's small, like on the first step of developments, and we're considered part of Europe as well. So I wouldn't
Well, yeah.
expect that, if I come from another country and I come to Cyprus, I wouldn't expect that in this country, especially, when people in quotation marks are being friendly here a lot of the times.
So I have a few things to say about that. First of all, um, did you know, like a few years ago, before the pandemic, in Paphos specifically, in the city of Paphos, they started making and advertising the business of weddings, the industry. And they were like a specific tourist area for LGBTQ plus couples. So they would attract couples to get married there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting to me. But I also know of cases where people not necessarily came out, but showed their true colors verbally or through actions, like holding hands with their loved ones, kissing in public, or, wearing the clothes that their gender in quotation shouldn't wear. Um, so yeah, there are consequences, unfortunately. Um, yeah, and like you said, there is violence. There's verbal violence. There's physical violence,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's not like Cyprus is located in the Near East. It's not Middle Eastern, but it's super close. And
Mm-hmm.
also, for those who don't know, like the island is separated in half. Half community is Turkish, Muslim, very religious. Most of them are close-minded. And then we have also religious, Christian, Orthodox Christian, also
Mm-hmm.
very religious, also close-minded. Younger people, of course, are more open-minded. Of course, we're an island. There are many people who are mixed blood, mixed race.
About like
We have
50%
all,
of people are
yeah,
mixed, to be honest, here.
yeah, and like there's a very diverse culture here, but still, for this specific topic, some people, regardless of age, are super open-minded and they don't care, like they're respectful. Um, Others might not like it, but don't say something to your face. And others actively take steps to, violate your privacy and
Yeah.
show, like their worst behavior towards you. So yeah, there's that serious topic.
Yeah. Also, I
Yeah.
would like to circle back to the marriage thing, is like, because marriages of same sex in Cyprus is illegal. So how would they make the business out of that? Or you mean it's just like ceremonial? Ceremonial.
Uh, yeah, I do get what you mean. I think it was ceremonial because
Probably, yeah, because
I
like it
don't
is
know.
illegal to sign papers with the same sex in Cyprus.
Yeah,
Or if you're, like, I'm not even gonna start about trans, because it's very banned in Cyprus.
it's a very, oh my God.
It's just music to my
I
ears.
hate. Okay, guys, like cut us some slack. Like we're doing our best here. Like if you hear a beep in the background, there's nothing we can do about it.
It's a car
But
beeping.
yeah, like I want to present a case. Oh my God, they're beeping again. I want to present a case I saw on queer. There's a queer group in Cyprus, the Greek Cypriot group. They partnered up with the Turkish Cypriot group. So that's the positive thing I have to say, that these two communities, when it comes to queer topics, are hand in hand, strong together, like amazing relationship. And a few years ago, there were two people, I'm not sure of their genders. There's a post about it. I don't know if someone wants to go have a look. There were two people in a male prison who decided to get married. They were both foreigners, and they were able to get married in prison. So yeah, that's something cool to me, but also curious
Probably,
as to how they did it, having in mind neither female of the same sex or male of the same sex can get married legally
I-
as
I'm pretty
Cypriot citizens.
I'm pretty sure it was still ceremonial, and they just published it that people got married like ceremonially. But
Yeah.
because in prisons you cannot sign papers anyway.
Let's go to something happier.
Sure. Do you want to talk about the books? Like, would you like to recommend a book?
Sure. Okay. The
Because that's a
key,
happy thing.
yeah, the key to stopping hate is creating love and knowledge, and that is my opinion. So the podcast, the M&M podcast, Masha and Mimi would like to create a Goodreads account and would like to recommend books. And in honor of June, the queer month, the Pride month, because we're proud. Yeah, we want to recommend some queer books. What should I recommend? Authors that I love are Janet Winterson, all of her books, literally. Who else? Alice Walker, The Color Purple, that's a good one. And my favorite one by Aidan Thomas, Cemetery Boys. That one is
Mm.
more teenage stuff. Well, it's located in the teenage section, but I really enjoyed it. Like, I never even
Well,
thought which section it was while reading it, but it's truly my favorite.
it is
Yeah,
considered a middle school section
still, I loved it. Like, it
because,
had
well,
brujas in it, it has
that's
magic,
fine.
the trans boy, love, mystery. Like, it's a perfect mix. I loved it.
Yeah. I read mostly slutty books apparently lately, so I can
That's
recommend you
fine as
this.
well.
That's fine. I the last book that I read that had mentions of LGBTQ plus or queer community was the Neon Gods. I know it's surprising, Mimi. I know I complain about that book a lot, but it did
Go on.
mention that the gods just having their time with everybody there, no matter the gender.
Yeah.
And
I mean, kind of reminds you of Greek mythology, yeah?
I mean, it's supposed to be Greek mythology. I feel like anything Greek mythology could be always be like, there's something like queer there.
That's an interesting question, like an interesting topic. Why were ancient Greeks so open with when it comes to sexuality and gender?
Man,
Okay,
have you
like when
seen
it comes to
Roman
gender, they're
history?
like,
That's even sluttier. They
yeah,
literally
but
went with
the thing
everybody,
is,
anybody.
in Roman and Byzantine times, like they would blame the Greeks, like as if the Greeks brought the slutty culture into the Roman culture. Not entirely true, but there are many stories. But my point is, why were the ancient Greeks so open and like modern Greeks so close-minded? Like mainland people and
Because
and the
because
islands, like
can I
why?
men- can I mention
Yes.
something? I think it became more serious once they started making democracy. Before that, they literally didn't care about any laws, anything, so they fucked whoever they wanted. But after democracy, you're like, oh, we're bigger people in this, and then suddenly they made rules and everything. But I feel like after Roman Empire, after Byzantine, I mean, even in Byzantine and Roman Empire, women were treated as an object and they were being sold to the
Yeah.
husbands. And because most of the day the husbands were supposed to be working, but in reality, if you watch the videos of Roman or Greeks or look anybody living in the Byzantine especially era, you're like, why were they doing every day? Like they're like, oh, we're gonna go here, talk about with this guy, or we're gonna go there, talk about with business with this guy. And it's just like, how much business can you do in one day, you know? And also like the baths. Like that was a meeting point for everything. Like I cannot imagine just randomly going into Roman baths and just seeing everything.
I mean, people still do it in postmodern culture in other countries. I can think
Good
of
good
two
for
in
them.
Asia.
Oh my god.
But
So
hey, like it's not just that. Like in ancient Greek times, like especially in the mainland, like people, Greece was kind of divided into powerhouses, like the one in Athens and the one down below. So the one in Athens, like the philosophers, like that's when where men ruled. That's where men created democracy, and like they had their own democracy between them. But then again, women or someone who was, I don't know, like different in some way or disabled, like those type of people were second class citizens.
yes, I
But
feel
then
like they
again,
treat.
in down, sorry, but the other part of Greece, like women were, warriors, queens. They were amazing. They were free. So there's the two
Yeah,
dimensions.
yeah.
But yeah,
From
that's it.
from history, what I know that the woman, especially in the higher patriarchies family, they were treated as objects, and they were only used keyword used to bear children and preferably males. And if they wanted a pleasure, they would go to men.
I mean,
Like
that's what's
it,
written in history, which
the
is written by men, so we don't know entirely the truth.
man, if men written that they went with guys, that they went with guys. Okay, like you cannot, you cannot tell me that's not true. Okay,
It is true.
it
It's
is true.
still true.
Like
But
if
like, I don't think men would write if a woman went with another woman. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, but
Like
I'm
they
pretty
wouldn't admit a
sure.
woman could have like pleasure by herself or with another woman or not.
Yes,
I don't think men would write the fact that they're not needed
yes,
historically. Those people
historically,
that write history, like
and they were
those type of people
roommates.
who need the power. Yes.
I feel like the greatest history prank is like, and they were roommates. I feel like everybody knows at this point they were not fucking roommates.
Yes.
They were something more.
Yes.
Well, another topic which is a bit serious. I have a question here that does labeling create an equality, especially in the queer community?
You're asking me, you want to
Yeah.
answer this? Like,
Well, I'm asking
uh,
you, like,
okay, my personal opinion is that labeling in general does create inequality. But also, I believe sociologically that there's a social ladder, and whether we like it or not, you know, and yeah, like whether we like it or not, our brains like to label things and they like to label people. So in this society, labeled as something below desired. So
yeah,
yeah, I don't like admitting it, but it is what it is. But then
yeah, because
again, there's so many people who fight for change. So
they
yeah.
are, but I also feel like I understand that labeling sometimes can save some certain people, but at the same time, the biggest issue for me that it does create an equality, and we can always go back to be like we are all humans in the end of the day. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever you're gay, trans, non-binary, like and everything, like at the end of the
Yeah.
day, you're human beings, and that's you just labeling your likes and dislikes, your desires, your kinks, and stuff like that,
Yeah.
which makes things easier to identify in the short term, but in the long term, I feel like there's not much gain from it.
Yeah. Like, you know, when children are young and they're taught in terms of gender, like,
Yeah,
hey, this is a woman, she should be
yeah,
treated this way. This is a man, she should be treated this way. But in the end of
or
the day, I think, yeah, say,
yeah, I was just gonna say that, or blue goes with boys, pink with girls.
yeah, yeah, all types of those types of fun stuff. But in the end of the day, my point is like we're all like bags of flesh and bones, and we all have an equal opportunity of having a heart attack and just dying. So yeah, I don't know if someone wants to label this an existential sort of school thought, or I don't know, like I guess if someone wanted to disrespect people, they just would find a way to do it, regardless of
Yeah,
what we say to defend us and defend ourselves verbally. If someone wants to, I don't know, be rude and be an ass, they can do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And most
Yeah.
of the slurs are like also like from are coming from labeling people with certain slurs as well.
Yeah. Do you have any? I don't know if you wanna
No, I don't
like
think
mention
I can.
examples.
I don't think I can mention examples.
Okay. I can, but I don't know if I want to.
No,
Um,
we'll have to bleep stuff, so I don't think we should.
okay. But I don't like in Greece and in Bulgaria and even in France, like not necessarily in France, in the francophone countries,
Hmm.
they have a few slurs that they're old and they become. I don't know if I want to say this. Okay, I'll say it and I'll edit it later. I don't know if I want to cut it out, but
Yeah,
like they used to call queer people pedophiles for some reason. They used to believe, and in some countries they still do, that being queer is an illness.
yeah,
So like they would use the word pedophile in their own perspective language to, you know, insult someone badly.
yeah.
So yeah,
Also, in some countries, I think this should be mentioned and advocated that people are being killed for being queer,
yeah,
and things need to be changed, but some of these countries don't like change, and it's awful from one point of view.
yeah. I don't think in our lifetime we're gonna be able to experience what we dream of, but I think maybe our children or maybe grandchildren will be able to experience more respect and the experience
You will
of
have children?
not coming out. Why not? Maybe. You don't know I don't know what's gonna happen, but I would like to think that the next generations will not have to experience, um, coming out. They would just be themselves, and you know, I'm sure there will be consequences. Like someone's gonna notice that you're dating a male, and then the next day, the next month, a female, but or a non-binary person. But
I feel like in the future everybody's gonna be non-binary, so whatever you want to be, masculine, feminine, you can be it. Like there's not a problem.
yeah, I am curious to see. Like, I don't know if this relates to the topic, but I am curious to see how humans will evolve. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like historically, men are losing testosterone and they're becoming less masculine or traditionally masculine, and then females as well. Like we're changing. So I'm curious to see what if we become one gender, or what if, like right now people have a certain amount of chromosomes and a certain amount of combinations. What if there are more combinations in the future? I don't know.
You never know. Yeah.
You never know, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so going to the next point that I have like written down that gender parties are weird.
What do you
Like
mean?
there's gender parties, gender reveal parties for the babies.
Yeah. I remember us talking about this. Like, this is a great topic for our listeners. Like, I don't know if you know this, but if you're listening to us through Spotify, you can leave messages. If you're listening to us through Anchor, you can leave voice messages. And, please don't hesitate to text us on social media. We would love to hear your opinion. What do you think of gender reveal parties? To me, they're a useless but fun thing. But also, I recognize in some countries, South Asian countries, it is dangerous to reveal unborn babies' gender because they could easily be killed for their
Mm-hmm.
gender before they're even born. So I know in India it is illegal to reveal from from a medical person, a medical professional. It's illegal to reveal the gender of the baby or babies.
Mm.
What's your
Yeah.
opinion?
It's complete bullshit and they're just doing it to collect money.
Yeah. Okay.
I understand that
They are.
people want celebrations and they're trying to make, like, for example, when you're dating someone, like the next step, traditionally, I'm speaking traditionally in Cyprus, the next
Yeah.
step is to get married and then have kids. And like you always have this celebration of, first of all, engagement, then like every year you have a celebration, which I'm not against them, by the way. I'm not against them. I like them as well. But like the engagement parties, like for me this is something should be done personally. Like this is between the fiance and fiancé. Like I feel like should be very in between them, just go to a secluded place, just propose and stuff like that. Like you shouldn't do it in front of people and ask for any free things or money that some people do. And I'm just like, this is so bad. Like this is between you two guys. You shouldn't be asking money on your engagement party.
Yeah, I think, but also think older times when a male would go to a female's house and ask her parents for her hand officially.
And kidnap
Um,
her. In some countries it's kidnapping. And it's just like,
in some
what?
countries, yeah,
Oh no.
yeah. Um,
But anyway, the second thing is the marriages. They also ask for monies there, which is like, okay, this is for you, but like for
I
example, the
have something
games.
to say, but go on, finish what you have to say.
Yes. So I only went to one marriage that happened, and it was of my cousin that was in Belarus.
Okay.
And my God, like every game was just to collect money for them, for their wedding. And I'm just like,
Hey, weddings are expensive.
yeah, but she was a doctor and he was an army guy. Like,
Oh,
and I'm just like, I know that Belarus doesn't pay good, but their wedding lasted for like 3 days, and apparently that
oh,
was a short one because they
yeah.
couldn't
What?
afford the 1 week one. And I'm
What?
just like, not that they couldn't afford it, they didn't have the time because she's a doctor on like an emergency, and he needs to go back to the army and stuff like that, and he's a commander there or something. So I'm just
Okay.
it's
That
very
does not
uh,
happen in Cyprus.
yeah, it's just like, no, I know that in Russia, I think also Slavic countries, the weddings can last from like days to weeks.
Not the wedding, like I'm speaking for Bulgaria, not the wedding itself, but the celebration of it,
Yeah.
pre-wedding and after wedding, family-wise, not
Yeah.
the bachelorettes and the bachelors,
Oh
the
no,
family,
I'm
the
not even
entire
like counting
family,
that part.
the entire neighborhood. Like there's this whole tradition of the neighbor, and it was like basically bringing up the whole neighborhood with music. Let's
Also,
say, oh,
what people do is like when you're a girl, I'm sure you had this thing done to you a lot. Like you're
what?
walking somewhere and let me finish. Like you're
Yeah.
going somewhere or people ask is like, so where is your boyfriend, you know? And you're like,
Ugh.
I don't like like they
Yeah,
just
it's the people you
assume
want to beat up, but you cannot because it's illegal. Um, you just
yes.
smile at them and leave.
You just kill them with kindness. No, it's literally like they're talking to you and you're as a person, and most of them are white male.
How dare
Most
you assume I am straight?
I yeah, I was just like out there, yes.
Like,
But basically you just walk and just talk to some like either like relatives or stuff like or neighbors and like, so do you have any boyfriend? Like it's your time soon and everything. And I'm
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like like first of all,
But
didn't
I
you
think that
assume my
happens a lot in Eastern Europe as well. Like, so do you have a boyfriend? And when you say no, thank you, they go like, huh?
yeah,
Okay.
like and only with girls, with guys it's totally normal, like, oh, like you will find someone, but with a girl like, oh, no, you have to get married, you have to get give birth to children. Also
Yeah, they
we
don't
have
even ask guys. They never ask them. Like, they
no.
don't mind their business. Like, they, no, the opposite. They mind their own business and they never ask them. Like, they're not nosy with men. They're nosy only with women.
Yeah. And also, like, for example, if you tell guys in Cyprus, oh, I'm a lesbian, because I do remember, with, I don't know about you, if you go to the clubs,
Yeah.
because do you go to the clubs?
No.
Yeah. So basically, if
That
you go,
sounded rude. No, I don't like crowds. Thank you.
no, it's fine. I just don't remember if you ever went or like you went once or twice or something like that. That's what I was
Yeah,
asking.
yeah. With friends, forcibly, yeah.
Yeah. So I do frequently visit the clubs, apparently.
Yes.
And basically, like, if you give the excuse to, especially Cypriot guys, you're like, oh, I'm a lesbian. Um, they're like, they're more intrigued, and they're like, oh, so you like girls? Would you like a threesome with two girls and one boy? And it's
Ew.
just like,
I mean,
dude, you don't
the
understand
behavior
girl.
of it is disgusting, but like, if someone if someone has the taste for it, that's their own thing. But
Yeah,
this behavior is, bleh.
yeah, and like the most safest thing to do is to buy a ring, like a fake ring, but
Yes.
like an engagement ring that you can buy in some stores for like 20-30 euros, and it may look in the club, it may look good, but like, under sunlight it's not exactly good, but you're buying it for 20-30 euros, so you're kind of saving your life, and you put it on your like on your ring finger, the one that you get married or engaged, depends on your culture, because some cultures you wear it on your left, right hand. I'm so confused because with these things. And you literally just show this, and they're like, "Oh, okay, I got it." And you're like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
Does it actually work though?
It does work, yeah.
It does work. Okay, that's a good.
With
Well,
Cypriot,
all right.
most of the time, like
Yeah.
90%, it works. Like, I'm not talking
Okay.
about foreigners because they're a different breed, but like with Cypriot guys and Greek that I know, it does work most of the time. You just like just show the fingers like, oh, okay, ρε παρέα, γιατί δεν μου το είπες?
Okay.
Yes.
Um, Lovely. See, I
Yes.
have this problem, related but unrelated. I love dancing, but I hate crowds. what to do. Um,
I mean, the last time I went to uh to
festival, club,
no, to the
like,
club hopping, because I went to Anaba, and I literally, there was a guy who was trying to come close to me, and I was hitting with my elbows, like I was just doing
uh,
like a big movement with the elbows, and then he fucked off later on. He didn't come close, and I was just making space for myself. That I was just hitting people with elbows too. you know.
dude, have you
And
ever been hit with an elbow? It hurts. But maybe that's
uh,
good. Teach them pain.
I mean, it's not exactly, like yeah, it's just like like very subtle movement with like dancing when when you just like wave your hands a little bit and stuff like that. So I'm not
Oh,
hurting them. I'm just like, kind of pushing them away, just like, no. But
carefully. Yeah.
okay, so related topic is that we have a few clubs in Cyprus, like you can count them on your fingers, that are queer clubs. And of course, in any other club, I see the same problem, is that a lot of girls who are straight just go there to dance, and it's not exactly becoming like a queer club. And a lot of guys, because they know girls go there, like straight girls, or who prefer
Because they
males.
feel safe.
Yes, they feel safe, and they're like males who want to hit on females, they go there as well. And it's just like it's like a lot of people of queer community are complaining that they shouldn't go there, and they should just, like, I agree on the part that if you're not queer you shouldn't go there, because clubs is like, as a place, is a place to get drunk and to hook up with people. Like, it's a place to meet up people and hook up mostly, and to dance, yes. But in the end
I was
goal,
gonna say, yeah.
it's like you can dance, but most of the people that I know will go as an end goal to hook up with someone else. So I do recommend, like, I do agree on the part that if you're just gonna dance and you want to go to a club that's just girls, then there should be a club where it's just girls,
Girls. Yeah.
like no males. And for example, like there are so many gentlemen clubs, and it's just like a lot of people are going hysterical if there's a girls club.
Yeah.
I know a gentleman's club is a bit different, but I mean, throughout the history, there were like a lot of clubs and pubs that were only allowed males, but for some reason
Can
it's a
I say
problem.
something? Like, I
Yes, sure.
don't think like gentlemen clubs kind of remind me like the need for class, like the need for them to separate themselves and indicate power and sort of pretend they're higher than everybody else. I don't think I've never met a female that needed to do that. I think mostly women want to feel safe while dancing and having fun and relaxing, and they want to do that without thinking, oh, this male is a good male person. Oh, this male, however, the other one is a predator.
Yeah.
And the other topic, you were talking about queer spaces. I think any space with queers, someone might say any space with queers is a queer space. But I think we need a safe space for queers. So
Yes.
even if 50 queers gather up in one club, it doesn't mean like a really rude person or a violent one could show up and like do damage. So
Yeah, of course. No, I just
I
mean
don't know. I
like
can think of
if
many bad possibilities, but yeah.
oh, they're both positive and bad negatives in the argument that I give and you give. And of course someone will be like, but what about this? But about that? Of course, there's always bad and good in all situations, and you sometimes cannot see where things will go, you know?
I know safety is the number one thing, but would you reveal your true colors to identity knowing you would die? because it
A lot of
sometimes
people would say
feels
yes
like it. Yeah.
because they would like to be themselves and die rather than live a life of misery and hiding. But other people were like, well, I prefer to live. So they're like, I prefer to be miserable and living. Other people's like, I prefer to be myself and happy and die. So it's a very divided answer.
Yeah, but the thing is, I agree. It's a very divided answer, but like some case, sometimes I imagine queer people alone because, when people are bullying you, when a society is bullying you, um, you sort of hide yourself or you put yourself in a box and sort of mirror their the image they have for you. But sometimes when you're in a queer community, you think, oh, this is my family, this is my support system. So I have to be strong for them.
Mm,
So there's that as well. I don't know about it too much though. I don't know. I think I don't know what I think.
mm.
I'm just thinking way too much. And maybe we should invite someone to speak of this
Yeah,
because,
yes.
yeah,
We do have some common friends that are part of queer community, but it's not always be like if they're out to us doesn't mean they're out to some people. So
yeah,
of
yeah,
course we'll
of
have to
course.
ask for consent. But yeah,
Yeah. But I think maybe I'm not the only one who thinks so much about the topic because there's so many beautiful, sad books written about this and so many beautiful, happy books written about this.
mm,
So I guess it's a survival dilemma. I don't know.
yeah. But I'm happy that in the
Yeah.
last decade we suddenly have an increase of people like
Coming out.
coming out, yes, but I don't want to use that word. Um, just being themselves, like their true selves.
Mm, I like that. Like, I just want to add a sort of conclusion to this. I know many topics that were said were serious and sad realities, but also there are people fighting in their everyday lives, fights that we cannot see, fights that we cannot feel. Um, but we support these people. Even
Yes.
small family arguments, like every small step counts. Last Saturday, there was a Pride March in our city, in the capital of Cyprus, Nicosia.
Yeah,
There will be another one.
I'm very
Yeah.
confused because they said they're gonna make one in September due to the COVID and the situations,
Mm-hmm.
but then suddenly they were making one this month, and I was like, didn't you just
Yes,
announce that it's
yes.
gonna be in September?
I have an explanation for this.
Okay.
Apparently, there are two organizations on the Greek Cypriot side. One of them decided to make it in June. The other one, it's a more of a volunteer. It's it is an organization, but it's more volunteer work. So they're unable to. I don't know. They're doing their best. So they're gonna do one in September. Uh,
Okay.
and any month is welcome. Any month is Pride Month. So I'm just happy we're gonna have two prides.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's so weird because when I visited a few years to Madrid and I visited in July, and then people were like telling me like, "Oh yeah, we still have Pride Month celebration," and I'm like, "Wasn't it in June though?"
Fine.
Like, and they're like, "Yeah, we celebrate in July," and I'm like, "Okay, sure."
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
your thing. Yeah, that's okay. But apparently I lost it because I didn't wake up in time and I had to go really far away from where my Airbnb was, and like, because I had so much to see anyways, and I was tired anyway, so just like I didn't go. And people told me it's a whole chaos, and it's very close to the carnival situation. So I was like, you know what? I'm not really good with crowds. Because I did have like when I was in London, I did have a few panic attacks when I was in huge crowds. So I was like, no, I'm not testing that again.
I would like to talk, not in this episode, this one is finishing, but in another episode, like the commercialization of queer anything, like commercializing it, making it a product, and sort of
I
taking the
mean, we can talk
meaning
about
and
it
true
here.
message of
We
it.
still have time.
Sure. I mean, there's nothing to say. It just pisses me off. That's it.
Yeah, so you can say it in this episode. You don't have to make an additional episode. You can just say it here. No,
That's
same,
it. It pisses me off. That's it.
same. Especially like at the beginning of this month when every like company had the Ukrainian flag for support. I say support in quotation marks because we know it's a commercial support. And then suddenly on the 1st of June, they suddenly changed all those flags from Ukrainian to Pride Month. And I'm like, that sounds very commercial.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, but like the war in Ukraine, it's a whole another topic. It's slowly coming to an end. It's not entirely ending, but like some people are being going back to their homes.
Yeah.
Not every, I cannot say that it ended and it's still far away, but people are slowly forgetting about this, even though the war was since 2014 there. But
People
it
are
is very,
forgetting the urgency of it, but
yes,
it's
it is,
still happening. So,
yes.
yeah.
But like the whole point of companies just sharing this, there are a lot of posts being made and calling them out because they're like publishing new merch with Pride stuff. But it's just like, why would I pay for this and to get this merch, you know? Like, what's the point of me buying your merch just because you put a rainbow and overpriced tag on it? So I can support you for you supporting or just saying you support Pride. It doesn't sound right to me.
Yeah.
Like
Or
I
receiving
understand,
a clap for, supporting human rights, which you should be doing anyways.
yes, like you should be doing this anyway. Not under the context of tax evasion because you can like provide money to you know any how they call them, not foundations, but where you donate donation to companies. How do you call the companies that you donate to?
NGOs.
Charities,
Charities.
NGOs,
Okay.
whatever. Yeah, charities. When you donate money to charities, and that is a tax write-off.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yes, so
I
it's like
mean,
I don't want you to support because you want to write off your taxes. I want you to support because you genuinely feel the need to support.
and also, like, you don't need to support with rainbows. Like, you can support in secrecy. Like, you don't need
Yeah.
to show us, hey, I'm supporting you. Like, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's all we have to say today. Thank you for listening, people.
Thank you for joining
No,
us on
I'm
this
joking.
episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And we did talk about a few things about the LGBTQ plus community in Cyprus, about the queer community. We did go a little bit off topic. I know a few people told us not to go off topic and just
It's fine. This is a
stay on
friendly
one topic.
conversation.
I know it is fine, but I'm still apologizing because it didn't come from one person.
I know, but guys, we're
We're
not
learning.
professional
We're learning.
podcasters. We're just ourselves, and we're two friends, and we're just talking together.
Having a
And
discussion.
yeah, we're just having fun, but we're having a serious discussion because we're serious people. But we're also fucked up people, so
Wait.
we're talking about fucked up things. Maybe I
we're
shouldn't say
we're
that.
serious people, are we? Because I go to
Sometimes.
work because I go to work lately and watching anime there while my boss is behind me. Literally,
I will cut this out.
no, no. A lot of people know I go to work and I just like lately I watched just 5 episodes on One Piece while doing paperwork.
Dude. Okay. Yes. Thank you for listening.
Thank you again,
Have
guys.
a lovely Pride Month. Stay true to yourselves, and yeah, like just stay safe. Whether you're
Yeah, you
in the
can
closet
dance in
or
the
out of the
closet as
closet.
well.
Yes.
You could
Yes. Exactly.
just put some fairy lights and disco ball in your closet to increase your mood.
Yeah. Yeah. Dance for everybody.
Yay!
Yay. Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye!
Bye. Sana,
This
you can
beep.
hear me better?
Yes, but why is this beeping?
It's from the outside. I cannot control it. We'll wait it out. Some person's car,
Yes,
like,
that's
okay, it's not. For
man,
fuck's sake.
the amount of time.
That's fine. Let's try again. So, hi everyone.
So I'm gonna start from all over again with like the countdown. If that's fine for you.
We got many bloopers, at least.
That's